You're watching Iron Sentinel. Here are the biggest stories that are making headlines across the globe today. So let's start with it. Iran executes alleged Israeli spy. In a shocking move, Iran has executed a man accused of spying for Israel, while the government claims that he shared sensitive information, while human rights groups warn that this is part of the growing wave of political executions. While here, experts say that this could send a chilling message to anyone opposing Thrawn. Executions spark international outcry here. Families say that they were left in the dark about trials and charges. The world calls for harsh action and inhumane behavior, but Thrawn defends itself as a national security excuse. UN officials have called for immediate transparency and fair trials. Rising regional tensions here, while experts warn Iran's executions could fuel unrest inside the country and increase hostility abroad, specifically amid nuclear talks and Israel-Iran conflict. In the meantime, neighboring countries are monitoring Thrawn's action closely for any rifle effect over there. Ordinary Iranians fear crackdown here with surveillance, economic hardship and political suppression. Citizens feels growing fear and uncertainty every single day. Many worry that even minor dissent could lead to imprisonment, or even worse. Trump unveils Gaza peace plan, while U.S. introduces a bold 21-point plan to end the Gaza war, protect the civilians, and lay groundwork for a possible Palestinian state. Now here analysts call it one of the most detailed U.S. proposal in recent history. Gaza must become terror-free. The plan calls for radicalization, no Hamas weapons, tunnels, rocket factories with international monitoring to enforce peace. Now this would require cooperation from multiple countries and multiple intelligence agencies. Massive redevelopment promised schools, hospitals, roads and homes destroyed in Gaza would be rebuilt to stabilize life and give the residents a good future. While the plan also focuses on long-term infrastructure projects to prevent any future crisis. Immediate ceasefire possible. Now if both Israel and Hamas agree, fighting could stop immediately, saving countless lives. While the ceasefire would be monitored by international observers to ensure the compliance. Hostages to be returned quickly. The plan mandates that all the hostages living or are deceased, well, they all should be returned within 48 hours of the agreement. Agreeing, a major humanitarian issue. Now here families of the hostages are very hopeful but very cautious about the promises. Release of Palestinian prisoners. Hundreds of life sentences of Palestinians and over 1,000 recently arrested Gazans could be freed as part of a retaliation effort. Israelis argue that this could pose security risk, making the plan politically sensitive. Now here Hamas fighters may receive amnesty. Fighters willing to commit to peace could get amnesty or safe passage out of Gaza. A highly controversial point. Experts warn that trust-building measures will be very important to make this work. Surge in humanitarian aid. Aid would flow rapidly into Gaza, including food, water, medical supplies, preventing a humanitarian disaster. International organizations are preparing logistics for the massive relief operation. Neutral aid distribution, while UN and other neutral bodies will manage the aid, ensuring fairness and transparency. Now this aims to prevent corruption or maybe even aid being diverted by the local groups. Temporary technocratic government. Gaza would be run temporarily by experts under international supervision to maintain basic services during reforms. Well, the goal is to create stability before a fully elected Palestinian Authority can go. Economic blueprint for Gaza. Well, plan includes attracting investment, creating job and rebuilding infrastructure for a self-sustaining economy. Now special attention will be given to sectors like technology, trade and small businesses. Special economic zones introduced here. Zones with low tariffs and easier trade access aim to ensure and encourage good business and reduce support for militant groups. While international companies may be invited to invest, providing jobs for thousands of the Palestinians. Palestinians encouraged to stay. The plan emphasizes rebuilding life in Gaza instead of relocation, giving all the residents hope for a good future at home. Now this approach counters the previous proposal suggesting mass relocation. Hamas threatens hostages. Well, hours before Netanyahu's U.S. visit, Hamas warns that 2 hostages may be in danger after Israel's barbaric strike. While families are protesting and demanding urgent government action, Hamas tunnel attack video released. While a chilling clip shows fighters storming an Israeli base, highlighting the ongoing conflict and Israel's vulnerabilities. The video is a psychological tactic showing Hamas's preparedness. Netanyahu rejects the peace plan. While Israel's prime minister says that Trump's 21-point plan is dangerous, insisting that Gaza will remain under military pressure until Hamas is dismantled. Now this rejection could really stall diplomatic effort and prolong the conflict. Aid flotilla headed to Gaza while a convoy packed with food, medicine and volunteers too, including Greta Thunberg, faces military and political tensions on the way. In the meantime, Turkey's drone and European naval ships have made the operation highly international. Missile strike from Yemen, Yemen's Houthi fire missile at Israel, forcing flight suspension and panic among the civilians. Tel Aviv, Jerusalem and few parts of the West Bank too activated sirens and people rushed to shelters. Palestinian car attack in Nablus while a 21-year-old Israeli soldier was killed in a vehicle attack, showing the war's deadly reach on both fronts. Israeli forces launched manhunts and tightened security across the West Bank. Saudi Arabia urges peace. Their Prince Faisal warns that Gaza's conflict threatens the entire Middle East and demands for a two-state solution. Of course, he also criticized global powers for ignoring Palestinian suffering. UN sanctions snap back on Iran for the very first time in 10 years. United Nations reimposes sanctions targeting weapons, missile programs and nuclear activities. While Iran now faces restrictions on international trade, travel and banking. Iran threatens retaliation. Thran warns Europe and the West of severe consequences, raising fear of cyber attacks and regional proxy wars. Analysts say that oil shipping lanes in neighboring countries could be targeted. Next U.S. drone program faces delay here. While the Pentagon's AI-powered replicator drones, they are behind their schedule, raising a lot of concern amid China-Taiwan tensions. Swarm software failure could hinder U.S. readiness in an Asian conflict. Woodco family Gulf investment controversy. While U.S. real estate tycoons face scrutiny for deals while being linked to sensitive diplomatic talks during the Gaza war. Questions of the conflict of interest and political influence have emerged again. Hezbollah anniversary sparks tension. Yes, Lebanon's vows continued resistance against Israel and the West too, even as Lebanon faces economic collapse. While Iran's support highlights Thran's continuing influence in that particular region. Mass shooting in Michigan church. While Thomas Stanford opened fired in Grand Blanc, killing 2 and injuring several. In the meantime, police neutralized the threat in just 8 minutes. Authorities praises the quicker response, saying that it prevented a much larger tragedy. That's all for now. Stay tuned, stay sharp and come back on Iron Sentinel same time tomorrow for the latest news that matters the most. See you next time.